Car chases. They're one of the most iconic sequences in action filmmaking. Fast cars, narrow escapes, and heart-racing moments that have us gripping our seats. But how do you actually film a car chase? How do you get that adrenaline-pumping energy? And what makes a chase sequence work? Today I'm going to break down the art and craft of filming and editing a car chase. I'll walk you through everything from the initial concept to the gear you'll need to the final edit that turns a collection of car shots into pure cinematic magic. Chapter 1, the blueprint of a car chase. Before a single frame is shot, there's a blueprint, a plan. Every great car chase begins with pre-production. It's easy to think of a chase as just fast cars going really fast, but there's a rhythm to it. It's choreography between the driver, the car, and the camera. First, you need to ask, what is this chase trying to convey? Is it all about the speed, the desperation, or maybe it's about the emotional stakes, the fear, the pursuit? Is this chase life or death, or just a high-energy, fun, thrill ride? Let's take Baby Driver for instance. The opening scene is an absolute masterpiece of car chase filmmaking. But what makes it stand out isn't just the fast driving, it's how the music is in sync with the action. The cuts follow the beats of the song, the tension builds, the cars move in perfect harmony with the music, and the audience feels that speed and urgency. So how do you plan this? The first thing you need to do is a storyboard. It's your map. Sketch out the key moments, the car movements, and crucially, the way the audience should feel at every stage of the chase. You're setting up the visual language for the sequence. And here's where it gets tricky. A great chase doesn't just show you what's happening, it also shows you how it's happening. The camera is a storyteller. The wide shots show the world. The medium shots show the action. And the close-ups give us details that create intimacy. You want to capture more than just the cars moving. You need to focus on what's at stake. Are the tires skidding? Is the driver panicking? Is there an obstacle ahead? Chapter 2, the tools of the trade. Let's talk gear, because if you don't have the right tools, your chase is going to feel flat. You'll need a combination of cameras to capture everything from sweeping aerials to the intense up-close action. This is where drones come in. Drones allow you to get those amazing wide shots, the type you've seen in movies like Mad Max Fury Road, where the car looks like it's sprinting across an open desert. It gives the audience that sense of scale. The chase feels massive. It feels unstoppable. But drones are not just for big, wide shots. You can use them for more intimate moments too. By flying just above the car or weaving in and out, drones create tension through perspective. They get up close and personal without losing the sense of speed. You can get this with FPV drones or DJI Inspire drones. You can even use the drone as a camera car. Use suction cups and grip arms to get front and rear shots. And of course, you'll want some stabilization. A gimbal or Steadicam is essential for tracking the action as the car speeds by. When you're filming fast-moving vehicles, if you've got the budget for it, the high-speed camera is your secret weapon. These rigs capture motion in incredible detail, even at insane speeds. Think about those moments where you've seen where the tires are spinning or when the car drifts through a corner. A high-speed camera lets you slow the action down and make it look even more intense. You can use handheld or even a shaker box on your gimbal to give you more intense footage. It really puts the audience in that moment. Chapter 3, the chase itself. Now we're getting into real action, the filming. This is where the magic happens, but also where the danger lurks. Safety is crucial. Closed roads, professional drivers, communication. You don't want to be the one who causes an accident on set. The chase itself is divided into key segments: setup shots, action shots, and reaction shots. Let's break them down. Setup shots are your establishing moments. You need to show the world before the chase starts, whether there's a city street or a winding mountain road. The setup shot doesn't have to be long, but it's important to ground the audience in the environment. Action shots. Action shots are what people are really here for. This is where the chase gets intense. Wide shots show the car speeding down the road. Close-ups capture the driver's tense face, and low-angle shots create that feeling of power and speed. But remember, just because you're filming a car chase doesn't mean you need to shoot from every possible angle. The key is to make sure that the car, the action, and the stakes are always clear. The chase isn't a free-for-all. It's It's a well-choreographed sequence. Reaction shots are often overlooked but can make or break a chase. If the driver is sweating, panicking, or barely hanging onto the wheel, those little moments humanize the chase. They add depth and emotion to what might otherwise just be a fast car driving. When you're filming a car chase, sometimes the most thrilling shots are the ones that feel like they're right in the action, and for that, you're going to hard mount cameras to the car. This is a technique used by nearly every action film to get those close-up, high-energy shots of cars in motion. The goal? Put the audience in the car, making them feel every twist, turn and drift, like they're part of the chase. But doing this right takes a bit more than just slapping a camera on the hood. First off, you'll need the right tools. Suction mounts are the bread and butter of hard mounting. These industrial-strength suckers are attached to the car's body, and when placed on a clean, flat surface, they create an incredibly stable connection. You want to use high-quality suction mounts designed for car mounting to avoid any risks of the camera falling off mid-chase. Some rigs, though, are more advanced. For example, using rigging systems with adjustable arms lets you place cameras in specific positions for dynamic angles, like inside the wheel well, near the tires, or even hanging out of the back window. This is the kind of setup you see in films like Mad Max Fury Road, where the cameras are so close to the action, you can almost feel the heat from the engines. But here's the thing, mounting a camera to the car isn't just about putting it somewhere that looks cool. You need to think about the safety of both the equipment and the crew. Ensure that the camera is securely tightened and that nothing could potentially fly off and hit someone, especially at high speeds. Check and double check the mounts before you roll, because once that car takes off, you're committed to whatever shot you've locked in. Hard mounting is an essential part of any car chase sequence. It allows you to get up close and personal with the action, capturing high-speed moments from angles that would be impossible to get any other way. Whether you're mounting cameras to the hood, inside the car, or even on the wheels themselves, this technique gives you that visceral, in-the-action perspective that brings the car chase to life. But remember, always prioritize safety. Ensure the camera is secure and use high-quality gear, because when the chase begins, you don't want anything slowing you down, least of all, your camera gear. One of the most effective ways to immerse your audience in a car chase is through POV shots. That is, shots that make the viewer feel like they're in the driver's seat. These shots create an intense connection between the audience and the car, putting them right there with the driver, experiencing the thrill of the chase firsthand. Think about the first time you watched a car chase scene and you felt your heart race as the car tore through the streets. That's the power of POV shots. They're not just about getting the right angle, they're about conveying the experience, the panic, the adrenaline, and the focus of being the one behind the wheel. To achieve a true POV shot, you need to mount the camera in a way that mimics the view of the driver, typically on the dashboard or at a low angle near the side mirror. This gives the audience the illusion that they're driving, feeling every sharp turn, every jolt, and every near miss. The camera needs to follow the movement of the car, whether it's turning, swerving, or speeding through traffic. You can even add the reflection of the car's interior, like the rear view mirror shaking or the driver's hand gripping the wheel. These subtle details draw the audience into the headspace of the driver, as though they're in the middle of the action themselves. But the real magic of POV shots comes when you introduce unexpected obstacles, just like the iconic scene in The French Connection, where a lady pushing a stroller unexpectedly steps into the street, putting the driver's instincts to the test. This is where the tension comes in. The audience believes that they have the situation under control, only to have something completely unforeseen disrupt the flow. The car chase isn't just about speed, it's about the constant unpredictability of what's around the corner. Take the same concept and elevate it. Maybe a cyclist swerves into the street, or a pedestrian rushes across the road at the last second. The driver doesn't have time to think, they have to act. By placing the audience in the driver's seat through POV, bring them into that instant decision-making process. The rush of adrenaline, the quick thinking, the split-second choices that could mean life or death. The unexpected obstacle, like the stroller scene, is a perfect opportunity for a jump scare or sudden shock. The audience, immersed in the chase, feels like they're in control until something forces them to question their perception of what's happening. It creates a perfect contrast of tension and surprise, and it's one of the best ways to catch your audience off guard. With these POV shots, the goal is to make the chase unpredictable so when the pedestrian steps out or the car ahead slams on the brakes, the viewer feels the same panic as the driver. Suddenly, everything's at risk and the tension is palpable. The unexpected obstacle becomes not just an obstacle in the chase, but a key moment that shocks and stakes the entire scene. A good car chase isn't just about the speed, it's about the constant threat, the unexpected turns, the close calls, the shocks to the system that keep the audience on the edge of their seats, wondering what will happen next. When you create POV shots that put your audience directly into the driver's headspace, experience that moment of panic and thrill, you give them an unforgettable ride. The final rule: plan your shots ahead of time, but also leave room for improvisation. Sometimes the best shots happen when you're in the middle of the action and something unexpected happens, whether it's a car jump or a flat tire. Chapter 4, Editing, where the chase comes alive. Alright, now we get to the most important part, the edit. If filming a chase is like capturing the notes of a song, editing is where you turn that into music. The first thing you need to think about is pacing. The pace of your edits should match the rhythm of the action. If you're editing a fast chase, you don't want to linger too long on any one shot. Fast cuts are your friend here. Cut quickly from one shot to the next, but make sure the action flows. Don't break the rhythm. You want to make the audience feel the speed. But here's the thing about pacing. It's not just about speed, it's about timing. You need to balance between slow, deliberate movements and chaotic, fast-paced action. Slow down for the dramatic close-up of the car skidding around a corner, then cut to an aerial shot of the chase flying down a highway. That contrast creates tension. Now let's talk about sound. Sound is everything in a car chase. The roar of the engine, the screech of the tires, the sound of shifting gears. These are the heartbeat of the chase. Without sound, a car chase is just a bunch of cars moving. Layer in engine sounds, tire squeals, and wind whooshing by. But it's not just about what you hear in the car. You also need to play with silence. Use it to create tension. Imagine a moment where the chase suddenly quiets, just for a second, before the engine roars back to life. That silence can feel like an eternity. And don't forget about motion. Subtle zooms and shakes can enhance the chaos, but remember, don't overdo it. Too much motion can make the audience dizzy and disengaged. Instead, use subtle motion to bring energy without overwhelming the viewer. Finally, juxtaposition is a powerful tool. One of the easiest ways to create tension is to cut between a chaotic close-up and a wide shot. The close-up shows the danger, the emotion, the stakes. Then you cut to the wide shot to show the vastness of the situation. The contrast between the two makes both feel more powerful. Closing scene, the final product, a short high-energy car chase sequence. And that's it. That's how you film and edit a car chase. It's a combination of planning, precision, and creativity. You need the right gear, the right shots, and most importantly, the right pacing. In the end, a great car chase isn't just about speed. It's about telling a story. It's about making the audience feel like they're right there in the driver's seat with everything on the line. Because at the end of the day, filmmaking is all about making people feel something. When you've captured the perfect car chase, you'll have your audience on the edge of their seat, heart pounding, waiting for the next turn. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and we'll see you in the next one.